Hearty fraternal greetings and good wishes. Let us quickly recapitulate what was yesterday. From out of pure existence, which has no symbol, no name, no form, no quality, there is the awakening, just like our awakening in the morning. When we are awakened, we feel I am. The symbol for that is circle with a center. Yes. We feel that you are existing. You know that you are existing. You become aware of your existence. So it's a kind of becoming from being. In pure existence, there is no knowledge of existence. Now you have become aware. That is why it is called the background of all backgrounds, being. Being or beingness. It is with us. It is from that background we awake every morning. When we are awake, we feel I am. In sleep you don't feel I am. You don't feel anything. You don't know that you are even sleeping. So that is the absoluteness or absolute existence. This is called existence as awareness. When you have known of your existence, you have a field of activity. So, you have a circumference. The circumference is to the center. If there is no center, there is no circumference. If the center disappears, the circumference also disappears. If the center exists, the circumference also exists. You understand this? Only when you are awake, you have the surroundings. Otherwise you have no surroundings. In sleep, you don't even remember that you are sleeping at Visakhapatnam. And in the Indian conditions, that you remember only if a mosquito bites you. Or if there is too much heat and you get up in the night. If you don't sleep well in the night, that means you are awake. Then you remember how you are in India. Not otherwise. In sleep, it is pure existence without even awareness. The awareness is merged into itself. We have to contemplate upon that. How are we in this sleep? And from where have we come out in the morning? Yes. How is it that we awakened? Yeah. We take the awakening as granted. But awakening has all the secrets of seeming non-existence to the knowledge of existence. Yeah. So that is one secret which we daily miss to know. Likewise in the night, when we sleep, we do not know where we are going in the sleep, how we are in the sleep. So the state of our state in sleep is not known, and the process of awakening is not known. But having awakened, we quickly get into the triple activity. This is what I explained to you yesterday as the will to do. You get a proposal to do something in the morning as you awake. One proposal or the other will surely come if you are awakened. Yes. As much as we awake, the proposal will come, we'll sleep again, a little more. The sleep is not sufficient. That's a normal thought you get if you are not accustomed to getting up early in the morning. The proposal comes, why can't we sleep a little more? Then another proposal comes, it doesn't look nice, all others are getting up, so we should also get up. Something like that. So the proposal starts. The moment you are awake, the proposal is there. That's the will. Once you will something to do, then there is the knowledge to do. And then that knowledge will lead you to action. So that is what I have explained to you as the spiritual triad in you. I am is pure consciousness. I am is pure consciousness. The state before is pure existence. Pure consciousness is like the silver screen, like the movie screen. Upon that, there is the proposal of an activity and the knowledge relating to it and the action as such. So, the I am consciousness is filled with a triple activity all the time. This is how, from out of background, the pure consciousness comes. And the pure consciousness also gets into background when you are in activity. So what is to our cognizance is our activity. We forget that this activity is upon the basis of pure consciousness. And we also forget that this pure consciousness itself is an emergence from some background which we do not know. So the whole spiritual activity is to know how we are without this triangle. Without the triangle, we are a unit of awareness or consciousness. So that's why it is said, I am light. I am consciousness. And I am. Yes. So this I am is, there is an imposition of triple activity upon the I am. That's why the triple activity is concurrent with our awakening. That's the reason why we meditate upon the triple activity as the three lagos. And the pure consciousness beyond the three lagos is given many names. It is called synthesis. It is called God in creation or God in man. Yes. When you are engaged in activity, you forget that you are pure consciousness. And these three qualities reflect, see, these three lagos reflect three qualities. Yes. I explained to you yesterday. Yes. One is dynamism, another is inertia, and the third is poise. So, from pure existence to pure awareness, from pure awareness to the triple quality, three lagos, from three lagos to three qualities. In us, in a mundane human being, these three qualities are not in equal proportion. Either the inertia is more than dynamism, or dynamism is more than inertia. I explained to you. Yes. How? If you are more in inertia, you tend to forget, you tend to misunderstand, you tend to sleep more, and you tend to eat more, and you tend to get a very heavy body. If you are in dynamism, you tend to be overactive, aggressive, coveted, hungry for power. So like that. So all that was explained to you yesterday. Our major problem is balancing these three qualities in us. If two are balanced, the third is already balanced. That is why Pythagoras speaks of equilateral triangle, where all the angles are equal. That is the state of a poised man. If all the angles of a triangle are equal, it is considered to be the best triangle. A triangle that is in poise, which can merge in its higher through the poise. The consciousness that is Each time you come into activity, your consciousness also gets down into it. This is how you only work through your activity. If you don't cooperate, nothing works. So if you make your three qualities equipoised, then you are said to be a poised person. This is where we are required to ensure that our activity, food and rest are brought to a rhythm. You should bring out in your daily rhythm a kind of balance. Each one has to find his own balance. Yes. Some bodies may require a little more food. Some may require a little less food, depending upon the texture of the body. What is important is, the body should not come in the way of your activity. You should not feel sleepy. You should not feel lazy. Yes. If you feel lazy, if you feel sleepy, or if you find yourself very forgetful, it means the body is more in inertia. Such people, they live more in illusion, more in dreams, illusions, dreams, inertia, inclination to sleep. These are all the qualities of heavy body. So if we find such things in us, we should try to see that we regulate our food. That is the reason why when you walk into advanced practices of spiritualism or advanced practices of wisdom, you tend to take lighter and lighter and lighter food. Because heavy food makes the tissues of the body very dense. Light food makes the tissues of the body very light. That's where you have to see what is the quality of food we eat, and then see if we can improve upon it, so that the body does not come in the way of the progress which we wish to make with ourselves. So among the heavy foods, non-vegetarian food is considered to be the most heavy. Yes. And then the roots that are grown under the earth are considered heavy. The vegetables that are grown above the surface of the earth are considered light. The fruit juices are considered to be even lighter. Water is considered the lightest material for intake. Yes. Taking in more air is considered as the subtle food. If you take more and more oxygen into your body through breathing, you receive more life force than a kg of heavy food. In the heavy food, the matter is much, life is less. There is more mass and less energy. In the lighter food, there is more energy and less mass. So if we find our body very massive, full of mass, we have to see that we change our eating habits gradually but not suddenly. People want to diet and reduce their weight, and they make very sudden changes in their food. That is dangerous to body, because in nature everything happens in a very gradual manner. So your change should also be as gradual. It cannot be sudden. The dawn is not sudden. The dusk is not sudden. The movement of the planet is not sudden. The growth of the planet is not sudden. Nothing happens suddenly in the universe, in the nature, except in emergencies. So also, if we know that our body does not cooperate with us, and we wish to improve upon it, we should introduce the changes in a very delicate manner. That will help us to see that the inertia is overcome. This is one aspect of the body. Even more than the air, the lightest food that one can take in is considered to be the morning light. Yes, if you receive more and more the morning light by orienting to the east, through your body, the body has receptors to receive this light into you, and that itself is food. That's the subtlest food, because the solar energy is the energy for the entire solar system. So the technique of meditation and working with Gayatri is a technique to receive the spiritual food, which not only nourishes your body but also nourishes your mind and the soul. That is how invoking light, solar light into your being has become the first aspect of wisdom life. We are expected to wake up early and invoke light into our being. That is food for the soul, food for the mind, food for the body. That's the first food. Not a piece of bread. Yes. Then the next best food is breathing in as much oxygen as you can. If you can breathe in as much oxygen as you can, you throw out so much of carbon. That is why morning breathing exercises have come to be part of wisdom rhythm. And then next will come drinking a liter of water. We think that it is not food. Yes. And mostly we don't drink at all, as much as is needed. Water is full of energy. And the next in the order is fruit juice. And then fruits. Yes. And then vegetables. And then cooked vegetables. And then will come the cereals. After that will come the roots. And after that it is meat. So much variety of food is there. Subtler the food is, greater is the energy, and lighter is the body. Because the bodies are accustomed to very heavy food, the bodies do not allow us for morning invocation of light and inhalation of oxygen. Though this knowledge is available, there is a repulsion in the body to these subtler aspects. The dense aspect in you prevents the subtle aspect to enter into. You get a lot of resistance, and you try to develop theories that it is not good. Yes. It is not good if we don't eat immediately after we get up from the bed. I know people who fear if they don't eat anything within 15 minutes from the time they get up from the bed. There is a fear that they die if they don't eat. I know people who cannot fast even a day in life. It's like a nightmare to them. They cannot. They feel the whole world will collapse if they don't eat a day. But then we think of seers who lived just on air and light for months and even years. So how it has become possible to them, how it is not possible to us. That's why in the field of wisdom, food plays a role because it has an impact on your body, and body is an important implement or tool for any accomplishment. If the body does not cooperate, there is little that we can do. Unless the body is trained very early, it becomes a non-cooperative spouse. Yes. If you have a non-cooperative spouse, the life is in conflict. Yes. Luckily you are not into that station of life. That is where you have to be very choosy about your spouse. You can't choose anything or everything as your spouse. So the body is your spouse. It is female compared to the soul. The body should cooperate. If it doesn't cooperate, there is little that can be achieved.
poco se puede conseguir.
For all that you want to accomplish
Todo lo que queremos conseguir
in life,
en la vida,
body is
cuerpo
the fundamental tool.
es la herramienta fundamental.
In Veda it says,
En los Vedas
it is said that
se dice,
for you to accomplish all and every dharma in the universe,
que consigamos cumplir con todos los dharmas del universo,
the body is the means. So you have a duty to see that your vehicle is intact.
de modo que tenemos el deber de hacer que nuestro vehículo esté intacto.
Without that, nothing can be done.
Sin él no podemos hacer nada.
It cannot be let loose
No podemos dejarlo suelto
to fall into disease.
a que se contagie de alguna enfermedad.
It cannot be allowed to dominate you.
No se le puede permitir que nos domine.
Yes. It should be supple,
Ha de ser tierno,
elastic,
elástico,
and should be able to cooperate with you at all times.
ha de ser posible que coopere contigo siempre.
That's the reason why
Razón,
in the youth
cuando somos jóvenes,
you must ensure that the body is well trained.
que nuestro cuerpo se entrene bien.
The body that is not well trained in youth
Un cuerpo que no se ha formado bien en el juventud
will be a big problem as you progress in life.
será luego un gran problema a medida que progresamos en la vida.
All the joints should be elastic
Las culturas se permanecen elásticas
and you should be able to bend
y tenemos que ser capaces
like rubber.
de doblar como hombres.
Yes. We cannot be stiff
No queremos ser rígidos
like a stick.
como un trozo.
Yes. That's where in the wisdom life they suggest asanas to keep the body supple.
En la vida de seguridad nos sugiere hacer asanas para mantener el cuerpo quieto.
So there is a lot to work with the body in the initial stages of your life
En los estadios iniciales de nuestra vida, muchas veces tenemos que trabajar con nuestro cuerpo
to see that it cooperates with you,
para que coopere con nuestro cuerpo,
that it does not demand sleep all the time,
que no nos pida dormir más en todo momento,
does not demand food all the time,
nos pida comida en todo momento.
and we respond to its minimum demands, but it should respond to our demands.
Nos respondemos a sus exigencias mínimas, pero en la de obedecer a nuestras exigencias.
It's like your vehicle, your horse.
Armas artificiales, es como nuestro vehículo.
The horse should listen to you.
El caballo nos ha de escucharnos.
You can't go according to the program of the horse.
Podemos nosotros ir según el programa que quiera el caballo.
This is the first step one has to learn. That is why much emphasis is given for training the body in the initial years of your life. Unless we give this training to the body will start showing up its funniest characteristics in the form of many diseases. First thing is constipation. Yes, that is the first signal. Look here, I am not willing to cooperate with you. Yes. And the discipline is, according to Ayurveda, if you don't defecate, you will not eat. You will only drink water. If you don't defecate, you will not eat. You will only drink water until defecation is done. This is given as a cardinal principle. Drink and drink and drink until the defecation happens. If you start eating without defecation, the constipation will slowly settle down in you.
el estreñimiento, muchos de los dientes quedará como una cosa crónica en muchos.
When what you have eaten is not digested and the rest is discharged,
Digerido y eliminado y expulsado lo que
it produces lot of carbons in the body,
produce mucho dióxido de carbono,
lot of poisonous gases in the body.
gases venenosos en
It is these gases and poison
gases venenos
that will start creating trouble in the body,
comienza a crear problemas en el
and as you grow to 30 years,
crecemos y tenemos 30
you are already disturbed.
ya estamos
Your health is disturbed.
salud está mal.
That's why Ayurveda says
Eso ayuda dice
the most important
cosa más importante
test
de la prueba más importante
to the body is it defecating regularly?
mirar a ver si detecta irregular.
I know people who keep on eating even without defecation
Que no deja de comer y comer
for days together,
durante días y días sin haber defecado.
and the number is more in the West.
Y el accidente es mucho mayor en el número de estas personas.
And the innumerable diseases in the West
Y las innumerables
are more due to this fundamental principle of eating without defecation.
accidentes se deben a ignorar este principio fundamental de comer sin defecar.
If you do that, you have installed a carbon factory in your body.
Hacemos eso, lo que estamos haciendo es instaurar una fábrica de dióxido de carbono en nuestro cuerpo.
And you be sure that you will, by 45, 50 years, you have many diseases.
Estoy seguro de que al llegar a los 45 años tendremos muchas enfermedades.
All this is given in the book Mithila under the caption Food.
Todo esto está escrito en el libro Medicina cuando se habla del alimento.
Yeah. So you have to take care of food so that inertia is taken care of.
De modo que tenemos que ser cuidados de la comida para que estemos cuidados de la inercia.
Inertia
Inercia
is mostly due to inactivity in life.
enseguida sobre todo a
And inactivity is due to
la inactividad en la vida.
inactivity is due to excessive sleep,
Y la inactividad
lack of adequate work,
a dormir demasiado a la
and excessive eating.
y a comer excesivamente.
So each person has to see if he is active enough.
Y cada persona tiene que ver si es lo suficientemente activa o no.
If he is not able to sleep in the night,
Si no es capaz de dormir por la noche,
it is because he has not given enough activity to the body during the day.
porque durante el día no le ha dado suficiente actividad al cuerpo.
The underactive person also cannot sleep.
La persona hipoactiva tampoco puede dormir.
The overactive person also cannot sleep.
La persona hiperactiva tampoco puede dormir.
That's why you have to ensure that you take the right food that is suitable to your body
Darle el alimento adecuado y
and
conveniente.
consider that your body is not in good condition
Y considero que nuestro cuerpo no está en buenas condiciones
if you are forgetful.
si nos olvidamos de las cosas.
You have to see in yourself, am I forgetful?
Examinarnos y preguntarnos, ¿estoy olvidando?
If I am forgetful,
Si me olvido de las cosas,
it means there is inertia in me.
significa que tengo inercia.
So I have to bring in more discipline related to my body.
De modo que tengo que darle más disciplina a mi cuerpo.
So inertia is one aspect where there is a doctrine how to work with it.
De modo que la inercia es un aspecto y hay toda
And then activity.
una doctrina de cómo trabajar con él. Luego,
Activity can be overactivity, underactivity.
actividad puede ser por demás o por de menos. Hiperactividad o hipoactividad.
Overactivity burns you away
La hiperactividad nos
faster
consume más rápidamente
and it disturbs the rhythm of life.
y altera el ritmo de la vida.
Overactive people also die soon
La gente hiperactiva también muere muy joven
because they burn away the life force
porque queman o consumen la fuerza vital. despertar
They do not give enough rest to the system.
y no le dan suficiente descanso a su cuerpo.
The body as is given
Cuerpo, como se nos ha dado,
is good enough for 84 years.
y está hecho para vivir bien, o sea,
All faculties
todas las facultades
can function thoroughly well
pueden funcionar
up to 84 years.
hasta los 84 años.
If one can be more than that, it is still better.
Pueden vivir más de eso, pero mejor.
An overactive person
Una persona hiperactiva
burns away the body so fast.
quema su cuerpo rápidamente,
It is like excessive use of the vehicle.
que es como utilizar un vehículo demasiado.
Yes. In some people,
Alguna gente
the vehicles are overused.
Alguna gente tiene los vehículos hiperusados
And with some people, they are underused.
y otra gente utiliza los vehículos muy
So overactivity is also as avoidable as underactivity.
seguros que hay que evitar, sea la hiperactividad como la
You should plan your activity.
hemos de planificar nuestra
Yes.
actividad
In the day
a lo largo del día
of 24 hours,
de 24 horas.
you should decide how many hours of rest,
Decidir cuántas horas dedicamos,
how many hours of work.
cuántas horas al trabajo.
You should also decide
Hemos de decidir también
what are the timings for food.
cuáles son las horas de comer.
That is the first step.
Es el primer paso.
Food, rest and work.
Descanso,
Plan the day.
trabajo, planear, planificar nuestro día.
And then see what quality of food.
Y luego mirar a ver qué tipo de comida, qué cualidad.
And then what quality of activity.
Luego qué cualidad de actividad,
The quality of food and the quality of activity
cualidad de comida y de actividad.
decides the quality of sleep also.
Para que dirá el tipo, la cualidad de sueño que tengamos.
About the quality of food I have informed you.
Ya os he dicho consiste la comida y su cualidad.
About the quality of activity,
Acerca, ¿qué decir acerca de la cualidad de la actividad?
that is where there is a bigger aspect,
Ahí hay un aspecto o campo
a greater dimension of wisdom.
más amplio y una dimensión mayor de la
Yes.
sabiduría.
Activity can be
La actividad puede ser
selfish activity
una actividad egoísta
or noble activity.
o una actividad noble.
Yes. If you are thinking about noble things
Si pensamos en cosas nobles,
and try to equip yourself
intentamos equipar
to accomplish noble things,
bien para conseguir cosas nobles,
it is considered to be the best activity.
esa es la mejor actividad de todas.
All great beings
Todos los grandes seres
who have helped humanity
que han ayudado a la humanidad
have always aspired for something very noble.
siempre han aspirado a algo muy noble.
Yes. That has to happen at this age as you are.
Eso tiene que ocurrir a esta edad.
Unless you think of a noble activity right from now
Estamos, a menos que pensemos en una actividad noble,
and gear up your skills towards such a noble activity,
pongamos todas nuestras capacidades en dirección a conseguir esa noble,
you will end up as one of those billions of human beings who
acabaremos
have come and gone.
como uno más de ese millón de seres humanos que han venido y han pasado,
Yes. Come and gone not in a decent way,
que han venido y han pasado, pero no de una manera,
but in such a way that you have been a trouble to yourself and a trouble to others.
de una manera que hemos sido un problema para nosotros mismos y un problema para los demás.
Yeah. Such people, when they depart,
Y que así, cuando se muere, cuando se mata,
people feel
la gente se dice,
good riddance.
bueno, sí, está bien,
Thank God, this man left
menos mal, esa persona se
or this person left. There are people, when they leave,
hay gente que cuando se marcha,
millions of people or thousands of people feel sorry that they have lost such a noble one.
hay miles o millones de personas que sienten pena de una pérdida tan grande.
There have been examples of noble human beings in the society.
Ha habido ejemplos de seres humanos nobles en la sociedad.
Forget about the great masters, adepts.
Olvidaos ahora de los grandes maestros y adeptos.
People who have done a lot of social good,
Hablamos solo de personas que han hecho mucho bien social,
like Mahatma Gandhi,
como el Mahatma Gandhi,
Abraham Lincoln,
como Abraham Lincoln,
and such other persons whom you have in your own countries,
o personas como las que tenemos en nuestros países
who may have worked for social good.
que han trabajado para el bienestar social.
They should form our examples.
Estos han de ser nuestros ejemplos.
Yes. Unless there is an example
A menos que haya un ejemplo
to inspire us,
para que nos inspire,
you don't get the right inspiration.
no recibimos la correcta inspiración.
Today the inspiration is only Coca-Cola,
Hoy la inspiración es solo la Coca-Cola.
potato chips,
Y patatas fritas,
Pringle chips, Coca-Cola,
patatas fritas
no one need to teach us.
y Coca-Cola,
They automatically get into our life.
nadie tiene que enseñarnos cómo
Yes.
funciona. Entran en nuestra vida automáticamente.
No one need to teach us
Nadie tiene que decirnos
to go to nightclubs
que vayamos a nuestra
or to disco.
nightclub o a la discoteca.
Did anyone teach you as you are being taught now
¿Alguien nos ha enseñado
how to drink Coca-Cola,
alguna vez
how to eat Pringle chips,
a comer patatas fritas? Esto igual que se nos
how to eat fast food? Did anyone teach you? It comes so naturally for us.
cosas que nos vienen de manera natural. Nos llegan de
Late nights dancing in the discos.
trasnochar o bailar en las discotecas
Yes.
hasta muy tarde.
They need not be taught.
Son cosas que no se nos tienen
They are so easy for every human being to get into.
fáciles para todos,
Their consequence is self-destruction.
pero la consecuencia es la autodestrucción.
Drugs, alcoholic drink.
Las drogas, las bebidas alcohólicas,
These are not the values
no son los valores
which should make you a great being.
que nos han de convertir en grandes seres.
Basically, each one of us respect ourselves.
Todos nosotros nos respetamos.
To ensure that we are really respected,
Si nos aseguramos de ser,
we should think of an activity
si de verdad queremos ser,
which is very noble in life.
hay que pensar en hacer una actividad muy noble.
Why do we think of Paracelsus today?
Porque pensamos hoy día en Paracelso,
He's gone 500 years ago.
ya se murió hace 500 años.
People think of Paracelsus.
La gente hoy día piensa que lo bien,
People think of Hahnemann.
gente piensa en Hahnemann,
People think of Hippocrates,
gente piensa en Hipócrates,
founders of
fundadores,
very beneficial medical theories.
de teorías médicas muy beneficiosas.
Hippocrates is the founder of allopathy.
Es el fundador de la medicina alopática.
Paracelsus has been the founder of a variety of naturopathy in the West.
Paracelso ha sido el fundador de toda la variedad de la naturopatía de la ciencia.
Hahnemann is known for homeopathy.
No es conocido como el fundador de la homeopatía.
They have contributed so significantly to the society
Ellos han contribuido significativamente a la sociedad
through their noble activity that they are remembered even today.
día son recordados hoy.
Likewise, the seers of Ayurveda.
Igual, así los sabividentes de la Ayurveda.
See, if you take up noble activity,
Si adoptamos una actividad noble,
it not only keeps you
no solo
enliving every minute,
nos mantiene en la vida cada minuto,
every minute you live to the brim of your life if you are with a noble work.
cada minuto intensamente, si estamos con
If you are not with a noble work,
no estamos haciendo un trabajo noble,
your energy does not gear up so well.
la energía no se pone a tono también.
Consequently, you have diseases, you have decaying and death.
Tenemos enfermedades, caemos y nos morimos.
Yes. Why Mother Teresa is respected today?
Porque se respeta hoy día a la madre
Of the noble work.
por su
No man is respected in this world in the long run
nadie es respetado
unless certain noble works are done.
a largo término a menos que haga trabajo noble.
Yeah. And no man is really contented about himself
Ninguna persona está contenta de
unless he has helped the surrounding life.
a menos que sea capaz de ayudar a la vida que le rodea.
So this is the age,
De modo que esta es la edad, ahora
this is the station in your life
esta es la estación de la vida
where you have to think, what should I be?
que tenemos que pensar qué voy a hacer,
Will I be one of those
qué voy a hacer
mediocre
para ser uno de esos mediocres
human beings
seres humanos mediocres
who comes
que vienen
and goes
y se marchan
without any contribution to society?
contribuir nada a la sociedad?
Will I be someone who would leave something useful to humanity?
Seré alguien que va a dar algo útil, a hacer algo útil para la humanidad.
That's where you have to study the biographies of people who have significantly contributed to human progress.
Por eso tenemos que ver la biografía de seres que han contribuido significantemente con el progreso de la humanidad.
Columbus,
Por ejemplo, Colón, que
what was the great will with which he traveled?
con qué gran voluntad viajó.
Why only Columbus could discover
Porque solo Colón,
those continents which are called America,
esos continentes
why
de
not others?
América, y no lo descubrieron otros.
And those who invented aeroplanes,
Aquellos que inventaron los aeroplanos,
who use aeroplanes, we are not thankful to those who invented them.
utilizamos los aeroplanos, pero no estamos agradecidos a aquellos
Those who invented photography,
a los que inventaron la fotografía,
those who invented telephone, telegraph,
que inventaron el
radio,
telégrafo, la radio,
and the latest, the one who gave the way for an atom bomb,
y lo último, aquel que dio
Einstein.
paso a la construcción de la bomba atómica.
What is it that made them so great?
¿Qué es lo que les hizo ser tan grandes a esas personas?
And how is it that we cannot be like them?
¿Y cómo es que nosotros no podemos ser como ellos?
What were their aspirations?
¿Cuáles fueron sus
And
aspiraciones?
what are our aspirations?
¿Cuáles son nuestras aspiraciones?
Likewise, we have in every field, not only in science,
No solo en la ciencia,
not only in humanities,
sino en los campos,
like Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln,
humanidades,
but also in the field of painting,
como Madame,
in the field of music,
y también en el campo de la pintura y de la música,
in the field of poetry.
en el campo de la poesía,
In every field which you choose,
en cualquier campo,
you should aim very high.
hemos de apuntar muy arriba, muy alto,
So high that at least you would raise by a foot.
tan alto que por lo menos nos elevemos de un pie.
That's why it is said to the youth, aim high.
A los jóvenes se nos dice apuntar alto,
If you aim high and work,
aspirar alto.
you don't have time for silly things.
Si aspiramos a cosas grandes, altas, no tenemos tiempo para
The weekend silly things that youth are engaged
las cosas tontas en las que no ocupan los jóvenes,
do not contribute
no contribuyen
to their growth.
a su crecimiento,
It is only mostly meant for indulgence with senses,
sino que esas cosas se hacen solo para la luz
which would destroy
y que al final lo destruyen
the structured energy in you.
en el sistema, la estructura de energía en nosotros.
That is why, even while you are youth,
Somos jóvenes todavía,
you can overcome your emotions
podemos superar nuestras emociones
if you can dedicate yourself to something noble.
si podemos dedicarnos a algo noble.
Today in the grown-ups,
Hoy en día, entre las personas
because you find so many frustrated people,
encontramos a mucha gente frustrada,
so many emotional people.
gente emocionada,
There is the emotion of fear,
con la emoción del miedo,
suspicion,
de la sospecha,
doubt, jealousy, hatred, and emotional attachment to people and to things.
de los apegos emocionales a la gente y a las cosas.
And many grown-ups are stuck in their emotions
Mucha gente mayor está prisionera de sus emociones
and are not able to come out of the flum of the
y
emotions
no son capaces de salir del lodo, del barro y de las emociones
because they haven't tried anything noble right from the childhood.
que desde jóvenes no se entrenaron a conseguir nada.
They don't have even clarity of thinking.
Ni siquiera tienen claridad de pensamiento,
They are confused.
están confundidos.
And they can't do anything because their equipment does not cooperate with them.
No pueden hacer nada,
They want to do good things, but the system itself is contrary to it.
no cooperan con ellos. Quieren hacer cosas buenas, pero su equipo no coopera con ellos.
Why? Because during the years of formation,
Que durante los años de formación
they did not focus well.
no se focalizaron bien.
They did not focus about the long-range aspect of life.
Pensando en un aspecto
They were only wasting away time,
lo único que hicieron fue
going to cafes, restaurants,
yendo a cafés y a restaurantes,
spending enormous time with boyfriends and girlfriends,
un tiempo enorme con amiguitos y amiguitas,
which is the modern fashion,
cosa que es la moda actual moderna.
and then developing so many love-hatred
Y
relationships,
desarrollando mucho tipo de relaciones
and these emotions are further fed with alcohol, tobacco,
con ese tipo de emociones se alimentaron aún más con el alcohol.
and consequently they are wrecks by about 30 years.
Como consecuencia, cumple los 30 años son ya
When you are a wreck ship,
cosas perdidas, o un barco
the only
que ya no sirve para la otra.
the prophecy is it will sink.
Que si el barco está mal, si
It cannot sail.
es la profecía,
Yes. A person who is not able to overcome his emotions
personas capaz de superar sus emociones
during the youthful time
mientras es joven,
will develop holes
desarrollará agujeros
to the boat of his life.
en su vida.
Yes.
El barco,
And you don't know how dangerous it is
no se van imaginando peligroso que puede ser
to develop a hole in a sailing boat.
que le salgan agujeros a un barco que navega.
A small hole is enough.
Con un pequeño agujero
Yes. Unless you plug it.
es suficiente, a menos que lo tapemos.
In Bhagavad Gita,
Bhagavad Gita,
Krishna says,
Krishna dice,
you can never fill a pot with water if the pot has a small hole.
nunca podemos llenar un bote o un tiesto con agua si tiene
Small hole is enough.
basta con un pequeño agujero.
That's the small hole. Today they speak of in the scriptures as the holes to etheric body.
Ese es el pequeño agujero del que hablan hoy las escrituras cuando dicen los agujeros del cuerpo.
Emotions,
Las emociones,
unless properly directed to noble aspirations,
apropiadamente hacia aspiraciones nobles,
the youth are gone.
de los jóvenes,
Please take it.
no les va bien en la
You can't waste away the youthful energy
Uno no puede malgastar la energía
in all substandard, mediocre activity.
todo tipo de actividad mediocre y con trabajos de normal.
This is the age to build the aspirations.
Esta es la edad para construir los
From 14 years
a partir de los 14 años
to 28 years,
a los 28 años
you must build
tenemos que construir
in you
en nosotros
certain very, very, very noble aspirations.
unas aspiraciones muy nobles.
That will make your activity qualitative.
Eso hará que nuestra actividad sea cualitativa.
Just like you think of a qualitative food,
Pensamos en buena comida, calidad,
make your activity very qualitative.
tenemos que hacer en esta actividad una cosa de luz.
If you are deeply engaged with one of your subjects like mathematics, physics or language,
Nos dedicamos a uno de esos temas específicos como matemáticas,
any one of them,
las lenguas,
and go deeper and deeper and deeper into it as a student,
y profundizamos en ellas mientras somos estudiantes,
you can pursue that branch of knowledge to its heights or to its depths.
investigar y llegar
What prevents you from doing it?
hacia las profundidades en esa rama de la sabiduría. ¿Qué nos lo impide?
Just wishful thinking that we should be big does not make us big.
Con desear ser grandes, solo con desearlo no es suficiente.
There are many people who are not big, but they live in the illusion of being big.
Hay mucha gente que no sabe, pero vive en la ilusión de ser grande.
Yes. You find most of them in the spiritual clubs.
Los encontramos casi todos en los clubes espirituales.
In the esoteric clubs, you find people who are fully illusioned.
Los clubes espirituales encontramos a gente de
Their contribution to society is nil,
contribución a la sociedad es nula,
but they speak of saving the planet,
pero hablan de
saving humanity.
salvar a la humanidad.
Yes, if you ask them, did you save one person
Si les
in your life?
has salvado a una sola persona,
They have no answer.
no tienen respuesta.
But they speak of saving humanity, saving planet,
Pero hablan de salvar a la humanidad, salvar al
contacting Pleiades, Great Bear.
estar con las Pleiades y con la Osa Mayor.
Yeah. These are all crazy people,
Todas estas son
the daydreamers,
locas,
who have not been able to do anything in life.
soñadores de día que no han sido capaces de hacer nada en la vida.
These are the most illusioned ones.
Estas son las personas que mayor éxtasis
So since you are very young,
ahora que vosotros
I would like you to caution you,
quiero advertir
this is the time in life
que este es
where you have to decide what you should be in life.
en el que tenéis que decidir lo que queréis ser en la vida.
Which part of social activity you shall get into.
¿Qué sección de la actividad se
Would you like to be a doctor?
gustaría ser médico?
Then work for it.
Entonces tenéis que trabajar por
A surgeon?
queréis ser
Work for it.
quirúrgos,
Or a mathematician?
trabajar, queréis ser
A
matemáticos
teacher?
o profesores,
A poet?
poetas,
A painter?
pintores,
A philosopher?
filósofos,
A scientist?
científicos,
A humanist?
humanistas,
An economist?
economistas.
Think.
Pensar, pensar,
We have to think.
tenemos que pensar.
Yes. One master says, learn how to think.
Nos dice, aprendamos a cómo pensar.
Otherwise our thoughts will decide which video we have to bring home and see movie,
Si no, nuestros pensamientos nos dirán qué video
or which disco we have to visit,
traer a casa para ver.
or which restaurant we should go for our coffee. This thinking is very mediocre.
Para tomarnos un café.
Think big.
Pensemos,
You have to think big to become really big.
pensemos y imaginémonos cosas grandes para conseguir cosas.
And then just thinking does not help.
Pero no basta solo con pensar.
You have to walk step by step towards what you wish to be in life.
Tenemos que caminar paso a paso para conseguir ser lo que queremos ser en la vida.
Then your life is meaningful.
Entonces nuestra vida estará llena de sentido.
Then you are useful to people around.
Seremos útiles a la gente que nos rodea.
Otherwise we are a nuisance in the society.
Todos seremos un sinsentido.
Either we are nuisance or we are insignificant in the society.
Seremos o sin sentido o insignificantes en la sociedad.
A teacher says,
Un maestro dice,
what is the difference between you and a mosquito?
¿qué diferencia hay entre vosotros
If you have not been able to make a mark in human life activity,
y un mosquito si no habéis sido capaces de establecer una marca en la actividad humana?
his name is Vivekananda.
Ese maestro se llama Vivekananda.
He made a big mark
Él hizo una buena marca
in a span of 33 years.
en 33 años de
Accomplished his work.
cumplió con todo su trabajo,
and then consciously left from the body.
conscientemente se marchó de su cuerpo.
He took to a meditation,
Se puso a meditar,
telling his colleagues
diciéndole a sus
that
colegas
in 3 days he is leaving,
que en 3 días me voy a marchar,
because the purpose of his coming is over.
porque había terminado el propósito de su vida.
And he took to meditation,
Entonces se puso a meditar
and after 3 days in a sitting posture, he is found to be no more living in that body.
y a los 3 días estaba sentado y ya no estaba.
What an inspiration to know.
De inspiración, saber.
Yeah. He was a great exponent of
Vivekananda fue
metaphysics,
ejemplo de la metafísica,
Brahma Vidya.
del Brahma Vidya.
Yes. He belonged to
Pertenece
that thought of metaphysics,
a ese pensamiento de la metafísica
which is called Brahmo Samaj.
que se llama Brahma.
He realized the absolute.
Ellos comprendieron lo
Even at his very young age,
ya desde muy jóvenes
and then moved people to whom he spoke,
y movían a la gente con la que hablaban,
inspired.
inspiraban.
He spoke even in Chicago.
Habló también en Chicago
He was not known.
y era un desconocido.
He was only given
Solo se le dio
something like 10 minutes to speak among the big religious leaders of the world.
10 minutos para hablar en medio de una gran audiencia de
He started speaking,
religión sobre todo el mundo.
a very young man.
Era jovencito y comenzó a hablar.
The first 5 minutes was spellbound.
Los primeros 5 minutos todo el mundo boquiabierto.
The people forgot time.
La gente se olvidó
He
de
went on speaking for 1.5 hours.
y siguió así hablando durante.
No one knew that he spoke for 1.5 hours until he completed.
Se dio cuenta de que había pasado hora y media hablando hasta que había terminado.
And then
Y luego
he was asked to speak for the rest of the days in the seminar, though it was not pre-programmed.
se le pidió que hablara durante el resto de los días del seminario de aquella
People from all religions were thrilled.
que no estaba planeada así. La gente de las religiones
He inspired people in the East, people in the West,
griegas, gente
and left in 33 years of life.
de Occidente, que habían vivido 33 años.
Can you imagine
Imaginaos
that you make a global impact at such a young age and then leave?
de hacer
Leave consciously, not by accident.
un impacto mundial tan grande y después marcharse conscientemente, no por accidente.
He said,
Que él dijo,
mosquitoes are living, you are also living.
los mosquitos viven, nosotros también vivimos.
But you should make a difference being a human being.
Pero hay una diferencia con nosotros que sois seres humanos.
Yes, mosquitoes come and go.
Los mosquitos vienen y van.
We don't know when a mosquito was born and when it died.
Nadie sabe cuándo nacen los mosquitos.
Likewise, there are many human beings
Sí, hay también muchos
who have come and gone.
que han venido y
Would you like to be one of them?
me gustaría ser uno.
That was his question to the youth of the world.
Esa era la pregunta que hacía a todos los jóvenes del mundo.
It was so inspiring.
Era tan
Yes,
inspirador
his speeches, even today,
cuando hablaba.
inspire people.
Inspira a la gente cuando se lee lo que dijo.
So like that, if you read life stories of such huge beings,
Por lo que si leemos la historia de la vida de
you get the inspiration. Let me also think of doing something at least.
gran estatura, uno recibe la inspiración.
That's how you have to plan your activity of life.
Déjame ser algo, puedo hacer algo. Así tenemos que planificar la actividad de nuestra vida.
Become something
Convertirnos en algo
effective and useful in life.
efectivos y útiles en la vida.
Don't worry if you don't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
No os preocupéis si no tenéis un amigo,
Heavens don't fall
que los cielos no se van a caer
and your life will not be a wreck
y nuestra vida no será inútil.
if you don't find a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Que no encontréis un amigo o una amiga.
It is such a, don't mistake me, it is such a lowly thinking of an average youth today.
No me interpretéis mal, pero eso de amigos y amigas es una cosa
Life has such a huge dimension.
que afecciona mucho.
If you have come all the way here,
Habéis venido desde tan lejos
you should know what is to be known about life.
para saber lo que hay que saber acerca de
Each one of us is immortal.
todos nosotros somos inmortales.
Each one of us is capable of helping at least 1,000 people.
somos capaces de ayudar por
At least 1,000 people. Each one of us is capable of contributing so much to the society.
todos nosotros podemos contribuir mucho con la sociedad.
There is so much of potential in us.
Tenemos tanto potencial en
The divine will is with us.
la voluntad
And essentially we are from the divine.
de nosotros y esencialmente venimos de los
So unless we think of something very noble in life,
modos que a mí pensemos en algo noble, muy noble en la vida,
you are wasting your time in this seminar.
estaremos malgastando nuestro tiempo en este seminario.
Yes. If any one of you can do a noble act,
Y si alguno de vosotros puede hacer una actividad, un acto noble,
you have paid your gratitude to wisdom.
habréis pagado vuestra gratitud a la sabiduría.
Engage with some noble thinking to start with
Para comenzar, hemos de pensar a pensar
and orient your entire system
noble
to its
y
accomplishment.
orientar todo nuestro sistema.
This is the age where you have to gain the skills,
A esta edad es cuando tenemos que adquirir las facultades
gain the necessary skills.
necesarias, conocimientos
And do something great
necesarios conocimientos
to the people.
grande para la gente.
There are so many examples if you wish to know.
Si queremos saber,
Just about 160 kilometers away from here,
solo a 160 kilómetros
there is a big river called Godavari.
hay un gran río que se llama Godavari.
It is called Southern Ganges,
Se le llama el Ganges del Sur.
huge river.
Un río enorme.
An Englishman
Un inglés
who was an engineer
que era ingeniero
came and saw the river
vino y vio el río
about 150 years ago.
hace 150 años
He was inspired by the river.
y se
He
inspiró
was very young.
y ver,
He came to do something.
era muy joven, había venido a
He conceived a plan
concibió un plan
to utilize the waters of this river
de utilizar las aguas de este río
for a huge area
para un área enorme
that covers 50%, 30% of Andhra Pradesh.
que ocupa el 30% de Andhra Pradesh, del estado de Andhra Pradesh.
And he built Anicut
Y construyó una
and a bridge over the river for people to cross.
y un puente para pasar.
This Anicut has helped millions of acres to be cultivable lands.
Esa ha ayudado a millones de acres a que se convirtieran en tierra.
And suddenly this state has become a rich state because of that one act of him.
Y de repente este estado de Andhra Pradesh se ha convertido en un estado rico debido a ese acto de
In gratefulness,
agradecimiento.
the Indians worship him as God.
Los hindúes lo veneran como
They say he is God to us.
y dicen ese Señor
Because of him, thousands of acres of land
miles de acres
have become very fertile, rich lands.
tierra muy ricas y
And from the entire country of India,
todo el país de India
it is these lands that contribute rice.
son estas tierras las que contribuyen dándole arroz a todo el país de la India.
This part of Andhra Pradesh
Esta parte de Andhra Pradesh
became a granary
convirtió en el granero
of rice
de arroz
for the entire country.
para todo el país.
So even today people,
Hoy día,
when they take the crop home,
siempre cuando se lleva la
they break a coconut
casa, rompe un poco
at his statue
delante de la estatua
and they worship him as
como venera
the Grand Master Arthur Cotton.
ante la estatua de este señor.
Imagine
Le venera como
a Westerner being worshipped in the East as God.
imaginaos
Why?
se le venera
Because he did such an act
haciendo aliento como aquel
that helps people
porque hizo una
forever.
que ayudó a la gente para siempre.
And many engineers built many other things later and they are no equal to what he built.
Los ingenieros que construyeron muchas cosas después de no son iguales
It was so simple.
a lo que hizo este señor.
He built a railway bridge
Era una persona
to cross the river.
que construyó un
The
puente
river was
tren.
more than 5 kilometers wide.
El río tenía más
He built a bridge.
construyó un puente
He said, use it for 100 years.
y dijo, utilicémoslo para 100 años.
After that, you may build another bridge.
Después de eso fue construido otro puente.
But the Indians went on using it till 150 years.
Pero los ingleses han seguido utilizando hasta hace 50 años
Yes.
todavía.
And that bridge
Y ese puente
cannot be compared to any other bridges that are built later by the modern engineers.
no tiene comparación con los que han construido después los modernos ingenieros.
The river has such a flow of current
Y tiene una corriente que
to conceive stable pillars for 100 years
para
in the river.
construir pilares.
What he could have thought, what was the intuition with which he worked.
Más de 100 años, imaginaos,
Till date engineers do not know.
los ingenieros
Till date engineers do not know.
son técnicos.
So where he is also human like you and me.
Es un ser humano igual que vosotros y yo.
Yes. And there was another engineer from south
Había otro ingeniero del sur
who is also given a Nobel Prize.
que también se le dio un premio.
If he goes in the train,
Cuando iba en tren,
when he travels in the train,
viajaba en tren,
he can listen to the sound of the track
podía escuchar el sonido de la vía
and tell people where there is a danger in the track.
y decirle a la gente en qué lugar había peligro en la vía.
Once when he was traveling,
Una vez cuando iba viajando,
he stopped the train in a particular station
dice que el tren se paraba en una estación de tren
and spoke to the station master,
y se puso a hablar con el
don't let further trains to pass through.
estación diciéndole no dejes que pasen los trenes.
There is a point on the track
Hay un punto en la vía
which will cause accident.
que producirá accidentes.
It was a wonder.
Se quedaron un poco así sorprendidos.
Daily there would be track inspectors, they don't notice it.
Que todos los días había inspectores de la vía y no
He
se
noticed
daba
it.
cuenta, pero él se había dado cuenta.
And with his brain power, he stopped the railway system for a while.
Su poder de pensamiento detuvo el sistema de tren
Took the team of engineers
por un momento. Se
and showed the place
equipo de ingenieros
where the next train would surely fall.
y les dijo, este es el lugar donde el próximo tren que pase se va a caer con seguridad.
So these are the intuitional planes you can touch if you focus
A este tipo de
through noble aspiration to become something big.
si se realiza en una inspiración noble para
So if you develop your
conseguir ser algo en la vida.
activity to be a noble activity, the rest of the events in life, they cooperate with you. You don't have to worry about them.
No tenemos que preocuparnos, el resto de las cosas de la vida cooperará con nosotros si nos fijamos en una inspiración noble.
This is how it is said. If you have to hit the bullseye.
Si dice si tenemos que acertar, acertemos en la diana. Acertemos a la diana.
Don't try to hit here and there,
No intentemos
which has no meaning. So that is the activity which keeps us in the lineal descent
la actividad que nos mantiene con el
of divinity.
lineal dentro de la
Otherwise you are lost at the triangle already.
no estaremos perdidos ya en ese triángulo.
The triple qualities which exist in us,
Las cualidades triples que existen
they just put us off the track.
no se sacan de la vida
If we don't develop
si no desarrollamos
the right attitude for food
correcta actitud con respecto al alimento
and the right attitude for activity,
y la correcta actitud con respecto a la
we will continue tomorrow.
mañana continuaremos.
Thank you.